Okay, let's pretend like this never happened. Like I never had dreams of being a rapper. Like I didn't write raps up in all of my classes. Like I never used to run away into the blackness now. Let's pretend like it was all good. Like I didn't live staring in the notebook. Like I did the things that I probably knew I should. But I ain't have neighbors, that's why they call it hood.
Man, I love that song, but it also kills me inside in ways. Hey, it's Dub with the Honor Show. Make sure you smash that like button. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. You know, hearing what B.O.B. says, and especially what Eminem says, it really brings me to my point, our self-talk. You know, our self-talk is so important. It's more important than anything that we can think of. As an example, let's go ahead and listen to Eminem's verse real quick. Let's take a listen.
And it seems like yesterday, it was just a dream. But those days are gone, they're just memories. And it seems like yesterday, it was just a dream. But those days are gone.
Alright, let's pretend Marshall Mathers never picked up a pen. Let's pretend things would have been no different. Pretend he procrastinated, had no motivation. Pretend he just made excuses that were so paper thin they could blow away with the wind. Marshall, you're never gonna make it. Makes no sense to play the game, there ain't no way that you'll win. Pretend he just stayed outside all day and played with his friends. Pretend he even had a friend to say was his friend. And it wasn't time to move and schools weren't changing again. He wasn't socially awkward and just strange as a kid. He had a father and his mother wasn't crazy as shit. And he never dreamed he could rip stadiums and just lazy as shit. Fuck a talent show in the gymnasium, bitch. You won't amount to shit. Quit daydreaming, kid. You need to get your cranium checked. You're thinking like an alien, it just ain't realistic. Now pretend they ain't just make him angry with this shit. And there was no one he could even name when he's pissed it. And his alarm went off to wake him, but he didn't make it to the rap Olympics. Slept through his plane and he missed it. He's gonna have a hard time explaining to Haley and Laney these food stamps and this wick shit. Cause he never risked shit. He hoped and he wished it, but it didn't fall in his lap. So he ain't even here. He pretends that airplanes.
You know, I used to tell myself that exact same kind of stuff, so I was totally defeated before I even tried. And, you know, years later, I'd hear that song, and I'd look at my food stamps and WIC stuff, and look at my baby son, and it would just kill me inside. I never told anyone this, not even when I was a kid, but I did want to write rhymes when I was a kid.
Surprise, motherfucker.
You know, I practiced all the time by changing the words to songs that me and my friends listened to all the time to make it about, like, our everyday lives are about my one friend, and I'd rap it to people in his distinct voice, and people would laugh, and they really liked it. And, you know, I'd write poetry to girlfriends and stuff like that, and write poetry, like a lot of it, and I wouldn't show nobody it besides a couple of poems I would write to girlfriends. And I'd have these thoughts of, man, I'd like to be a rapper, and I'd write some rhymes and stuff, and I'd freestyle in my head, but then I'd tell myself, oh, well, nobody takes white rappers seriously. There's no real good white rappers, and, you know, you're from a small town in Minnesota, and nobody knows anyone out here, and, you know, how are you going to do it? And, again, you're white, and, you know, all this negative self-talk, and then all of a sudden Eminem comes out, produced by Dr. Dre, and I'm like, why did I give up? So now the I'm white narrative didn't exactly fit anymore, but you know what I told myself then?
I don't know.
Eminem is so good, I'll just look like a punk-ass Eminem wannabe. And, you know, by this time, because I wrote a lot of stuff about drugs and kind of off-the-wall stuff, so I gave up again. So in 2011, when I went to prison for a couple years, I did a lot of writing. You know, writing poems to my baby mom, and just writing a ton to myself to express my emotions. And, you know, some were like prayers to God, and a lot of them people never saw, but, you know, a couple of my cellies would end up hearing them or seeing them, and they really liked it. And so, you know, they encouraged me that I could, you know, make some money in the joint this way. So, you know, people would read it and they'd be like, damn, I want a poem to my girlfriend and to my baby mom. And I'd be like, look, I can make it even better. I can make it look like you wrote it. Give me, 5 or 10 little things on paper that only you and your baby mom or your woman know about that are special to you guys. And I'll write it into the poem. And then you can rewrite it in your handwriting and send it to her. And they'd be like, oh, yeah, hell yeah, bet. And they'd pay me, whatever I'd charge them for it. Obviously I didn't charge much, but I do it a lot, so I'd make a little bit of cash off of it, and that, meant a lot in there. And so, I'd write the poems and stuff, and then they'd pay me for them.
Y'all gonna make me lose my mind. Up in here, up.
Now I have other dreams, and I ain't giving up on them. After seeing everything Eminem has accomplished, plus another rapper and friend I really look up to, Casino Cuz'o, spoke inspirational words to me. One day at my house, he just looked at me and said, you know what? You ain't alone, and you're not a loser. You ain't knocked off that horse. You might have got knocked sideways on that bitch, but you ain't knocked off of it. All you gotta do is get up and get riding on it again. And, that was something I really needed to hear at the time. And I follow him on all of social media, and like I said, he's a friend of mine. Here, take a look at some of his videos real quick.
You got to be able to spread your wings, man. You got to be able to pull yourself up out that shit. And a lot of times, you got all the right answers. You just ask all the wrong questions to yourself. You got to dig deep inside. You got to pull yourself up out of that shit, man. You got to keep it moving, man. You know what I mean? You got to keep it moving the best you can. Name of the game, my baby, keep it moving, man. Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it moving. Keep growing within yourself. Keep the bullshit to the side. And just keep it moving. No matter what this shit look like, you feel me? And when you do that, you're going to elevate to a whole different level. And no matter what's going on around you, worry about what's happening here. And I promise you everything else going to fall good for you. If you don't like your pathetic ass life, then change that motherfucker. Stop being so goddamn evil and mean and resentful of every motherfucking thing around you. If you don't like what the fuck going on, change that shit. If you don't, then you a stupid motherfucker. I don't know what else to tell you, but hey, you better get to it, man. It's a beautiful life out there. You gotta embrace the motherfucking moment, man. You gotta be happy, man. Get your ass up and do something with your motherfucking self. What the fuck is you doing? It's a big ass world out there and it's waiting on you, baby. It's waiting on you. The fuck is you doing? Get up. Do something. You feel me? Enjoy your day.
I'm working on this channel, and when I get driving again, I'm going to interview rappers. And I've already talked to several platinum rappers that are going to let me interview them. And on top of that, I'm going to grow legal, legit weed. Either when Minnesota legalizes it, or if they don't do it soon enough, I'll move to somewhere where I can grow it legally. And I'm going to either have my own shop or have a contract with the shop. I'm doing it.
Weed every day.
No holding back. I'm not going to talk myself out of my dreams. Also, this clip from Tupac here from his song F the World from his Me Against the World album, this has always lifted my spirits and inspired me too, especially being an addict all of my life. This has always really spoken to me. Here, take a listen.
Never take your eyes off the prize, even if you're getting high. Don't ever hesitate to try.
So that's what I wanted to talk about, self-talk. Don't talk yourself out of your dreams. Talk good about yourself. Talk about yourself like you've already fulfilled your dreams or that you're going to do them, you're on your way to do them. Don't tell yourself you can't do stuff, because you can. You can do whatever it is that you want to do. Everything that I thought I couldn't do, I saw someone else do, and it killed me inside. But you know what? I'm not going to let that kill my future either, because now I've got new dreams. And I'm not going to stomp all over those, and I'm not going to let anybody else either. I'm doing them. Thanks, everybody, for watching the show. Make sure and smash that like button. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. God bless. Everybody have a good night.